So we designed this full album artwork using nothing but ChatGPT, okay? Not only the album artwork, but the merch, okay? No graphic designers, no fancy softwares, and we came up with all these designs, even including the CD artwork here, the merch from idea all the way to conception. And this saved us not only thousands of dollars, but it took a fraction of the time. Like, we're just talking about a few hours prompting ChatGPT. Now, we had to go back and forth a bunch of times with the different ideas, and I'll show you how we, got to the final product. But like, it just looks incredible, and just the amount of time it would normally take. Like, normally it would take days, if not weeks, back and forth with the graphic designer. And it's really sad that, hey, graphic designers, the jobs are just going down and down and down, and that's because we're able just to work with ChatGPT, right? And all these different AI softwares. And so I want to show you the different prompts that we used to come up with this, because it wasn't just hats and the CDs. We did t-shirts. We're able to actually take the files and tell ChatGPT to make them transparent so we could upload them to our place that presses the merch and whatnot, and then even press samples. This was actually a sample that we got done before we mass produced them and sent them out to our fans. And so I'm going to share my screen and just share some of the prompts so you can see how we slowly built this and did a whole campaign of it. We did a pre-order campaign, and it was just really seamless. So let me share my screen right now, and we'll jump into it. So the software that I use to create these images is sora.chatgpt.com. Okay, it's like a more expensive version of ChatGPT, but you can also use the original ChatGPT. But here you can even just see some of the crazy images and even videos that people come up with and create. It's just insane, right? And so I'm going to click on my campaign Walking into Fire here at the bottom left. Now, if you look at the top here, you can see all the different album covers, right? So I had the concept Walking into Fire. But before I started prompting Sora with all these different prompts, and again, you can see here sora.chatgpt, I had to come up with ideas. And so first, before I even came here, I came to ChatGPT and I was like, give me 5 album cover concepts for an album titled Walking into Fire, right? So I probably started somewhere like that, and then it starts to give me all these different ideas: Alone Silhouette, Phoenix Rebirth, The Burning City, right? And it came with these different ideas, and then I came back to Sora and I started prompting them. So I think one of them was obviously a chess piece. So, a single weathered chess king piece stands in the center. And so I typed that in here. And then I think we finally got an idea for some boots. And I was like, okay, I really like that. And that's actually the one that we landed on. But, it created a whole bunch of different images. And, I thought this one, the vinyl, was a little kind of cheesy or whatnot. But we tried all these different ideas until we got something that worked. Now, once we had chosen the concept, and it was this one right here, we said, okay, well, we need to build out the campaign. And obviously I tried to put some text on it. And for the whole campaign, actually, we added this manifest, we added the titling to it. But then I don't even think I realized, because I was so excited, is that I didn't realize it digitized it. So it looks a little different than the original one. And we ended up going back to this one because I thought this looked realistic, where this one looked a little bit more digital, right? But look where you can see here, once I had this idea, I just typed in the bottom here, turn this into a t-shirt design that says Manafest and Walking into Fire. And so if you go back here, it put it on a shirt. Now, we didn't end up actually using this as the t-shirt design. We kept on coming up with more designs. Like, I'm prompting this thing. Look, streetwear t-shirt design with simple cracked text, Manafest, and the song Walking into Fire. And so we just started prompting it with all these different ideas, and came up with the logo. We wanted to use the scripture Isaiah 43:2. You can see we started doing hoodies. This actually became a patch that we used. And then it spit this out, and this ended up actually being the back text and design for the t-shirt and the hoodie. So I'll keep scrolling down here so you can see, like, okay, now we want to come up with, like, you know, more merch designs, and what's the artwork going to look like on the CD. This actually became the sticker. Okay, this is actually the sticker, and if I go to Manafest Shop and I do a search, let's do sticker trial. Okay, you can see we actually got stickers made and sold them in our store, right? So it literally came from a concept on here to something that we actually used, right? We didn't end up pressing vinyl, but it gave us some ideas. We ended up coming up with like priority shipping and design elements for our Kickstarter page. If you look at this there, it says pre-order walking into fire, right? And then you've got all these different pre-order images. Well, let's come down to my actual sales page, and you can see manafest.com, Kickstarter, and you can see, look, walking into fire. This is that design from here. Okay, if we go back here, you can see that, but it just doesn't have the pre-order because it's not a pre-order anymore. But if we scroll down here, you can see, okay, we've got the image, and here's the track listing. Here's bundle number 1, and I included the instrumentals, this design. Did it on ChatGPT. Created this bundle here, bundle number 2, with the sticker. There's the t-shirt, right? Here's the hat, the one that I'm actually wearing. And we built this whole thing up. There's the hoodie, right? But what's interesting is if you click order your bundle now, and some of the bundles are gone now, but if you scroll down here, yes, I want priority shipping and personal video shout out from Manafest. Click on that, okay? And then we do a video shout out. And again, we generated all this stuff inside of ChatGPT, okay? We had a bundle where there was a one-on-one Zoom call. We even did a listening party design. When I was marketing this with Facebook and Instagram ads, it was last chance, right? But let's take it even further, because not only can you generate images with this, look, could you please zoom the camera out or reposition? Okay, so we basically made a video of this. And what do you think we used it for? Well, if you go in here into Spotify and I click on music, you can see my album, Walking Into Fire. Click on Walking Into Fire. And if you click on Manage Canvas, look at that. We created the Spotify canvas using ChatGPT as well. So I'll show you some of the cool images that we created for the campaign. There's me signing the CDs. There's all the CDs there. But what I really like was when the merch came in, we created this video here. So we've really barely just scratched the surface of what is really possible with ChatGPT, from creating images to merchandise to videos, right? You know, full video productions, YouTube thumbnails, even this video you're watching right now. We created the thumbnail on AI, taking the pieces of it, right? And we can complain and say, oh, isn't it stealing people's jobs and all this? And look, change has been happening for generations, okay? You know, I heard in an interview, Gary Vee was talking about how, you know, back in the day, we would get around with horse and buggy, and there's thousands of jobs for people that used to pick up horse poop in New York, but then we invented cars, and so all those jobs were gone, right? We also used the example, and I know somebody who used to work there, was Yellow Pages. Google took over that. Are we crying in the streets about the thousands and thousands of jobs, tens of thousands who lost their jobs in the Yellow Pages? No, because things slowly advance. Every time you go through a drive-thru and you get food, well, If you watch that movie, Grinding It Out, actually that's the book, it's the founder, the McDonald's story. There used to be people that would bring your food out to you in the cars and you would eat in your car. But things change and they're going to continue to change. And you can either, take advantage of these amazing tools, and that's what they are. They're just a tool in your hand to keep creating. Like, I'm not trying to be mindless. Like, I use ChatGPT also to come up with lyrics and different stuff. We didn't use it for any of the actual music, right? But and again, some people are using that, and it's a very controversial, hot topic, but I just want to encourage you, keep creating. Don't stop. Keep putting your voice out there and use this as inspiration so that you can create and be faster. Like, a lot of producers will grab drum loops. They'll grab pre-recorded violins and different things so that they can be faster. These are tools in our hands. Like, is it wrong for me to use Rhyme Brain or Rhyme Zone or a rhyming dictionary, right, to come up with words or whatnot? I really just look at it as tools, and so I just encourage you, keep creating, test this stuff out, and keep marketing your music.